Hi, I'm Allison Pryor, and I teach acrylic paintings for beginners and all levels. And today I'm so excited to tell you what I have up my sleeve next. Now, as you know, I have Magic Mist, and I have Magic White, and I have Magic Clear, and Magic Mist Clear, and Magic Mist White. So I'm putting all these things together for you so that I can make it so much easier for you to use acrylics. Now here's how I made my magic paint, and this is what it's used for. Magic paint is going to be paint that the drying time is extended longer, the actual paint itself. So you don't have to mist it, you don't have to use your magic white to put on your canvas. And you might say, well, what's the difference? Well, the difference is that if you don't want to put magic white on your whole canvas, then you just put it into the paint. And once you put it into the paint, it extends drying time of just the paint. So you want to use little individual flowers or an individual subject in your painting, then it'll stay wet longer, so you can manipulate the paint, and so that the drying time will stay longer, so you can play around with what you're, like a flower, say. So okay, so you have a flower. Now I use this. This is my magic paint. It's still a bit wet because I used it over an hour ago, okay? And this is still a bit wet. You can probably see it shining. And if you want it to dry faster, you just use your hairdryer, okay? So now you can make this yourself. You can make this magic paint. All the magic whites and all the things that I'm telling you about extending drying time of your paints, you can make all these yourself, okay? You can't really buy them online. So you can buy paints that are already made for that. That's where I got the idea. You can buy paints that are already made to extend drying time, and you can even use water to bring them back to life after they dry. So I thought, I looked it up, and they're like, for a tube of one of those is about $30. So I said, well, maybe we can make our own, maybe we can make our own. So all you need to make your magic paint is your paint, of course. I'm just using my Dollar and Rowney paint, okay? And it's fairly thick on its own, right? It's fairly thick, it's not moving. You also have these, some people use these paints here for crafts, and maybe that's all they have, and they might want to make them thicker. So here's what our magic paint is going to do. It's going to make the paints thicker. It's going to make the paint stay wet longer. And it's going to make your colors more vibrant. I know, isn't that fantastic? That's why I tried these out first. I experimented with it first so I could show you what I did. And you can see how bright those colors are and how pretty they are. So if you didn't use the magic paint, it would actually dry dull. But for some reason, this magic paint, it dries beautiful colors. Look how bright they are. Aren't they beautiful? Yeah, so nice. So, and this is Crafters, Deco Art, and you can get them in Crafters, and that is Crafters. So you get them in Crafters, Deco Art, Folk Art, all those, and they're fairly thin, right? So they're fairly thin. So if you put them on your canvas, on your palette, you'll see that, they're kind of runny, right? See how that's running, right? So now I wanted to show you the different types of paints that are going to work with this, and they all will. They'll all work with it. Not watercolor paint. Don't do it to watercolor paint. This is only for acrylics, not even oils, okay? Just acrylics, because I only teach acrylics. I teach a few things about painting oil over acrylics and things like that, but I stay away from oils because I don't have the proper ventilation. So with all our magic whites and magic mists and all the things that I'm trying to come up with, you can now work with acrylics and make them work just like oils. So this is a game changer in my opinion, right? So, but make it yourself. You still have to buy your ingredients, they're not as expensive, and it goes a long way. So the very first, and I'll leave links to whatever we need in for my Amazon shop. And if you don't shop at Amazon, at least you can go look, see what I'm talking about, what the brands are and things. And then you can go to any store that sells these, like Michael's or Walmart or wherever you find, you know, craft store that sells what you need, okay? So here's how you're going to make your magic paint. Now, first ingredient is your paints, of course, okay? So you pick the colors that you want to use, all right? So I just picked these colors, cad yellow, cad red, ultramarine blue, and the green is the more watery one, okay? So here is my magic ingredient. Now, it doesn't have to be this brand. There's some brands out there more expensive, and just some brands out there are even thicker than this again. So the thicker the better, okay? So the thicker the better. This is your professional slow dry blending gel medium, all right? So blending gel, it doesn't have to be this brand. Like I said, you can, whatever brand you want, whatever, as long as it's nice and thick, all right? Nice and thick gel. Look, see that? That's a gel. And it's really thick. Now, you might say, well, can I use one of those mediums like modeling paste and stuff like that? You can use that, but the only thing is it'll dry really fast on you. This is because, I'm using this because it's slow dry. It'll keep wet almost to an hour, okay? That's what I find anyway. Depends on how hot your room is too. I mean, some of you guys live over in parts of so some of you guys live over in like Florida, and those places really hot, you know, or other parts of the country that's really hot. So you might have it might dry a little faster, but this will really help a lot. So what I did was I took my gel medium. I laid it here so you could see. This here in the middle, this is white paint, okay? So the three ingredients that you need is your paint, your gel, slow dry medium gel, and you need possibly white paint. You don't have to have the white paint, but the white paint just makes your colors more vibrant, more bright, okay? So what I did was I took my paint, I put it here, and I put my slow dry blending gel here, and I want to use equal amounts, okay? Equal amounts. Now the white paint I won't use equal amounts because you don't want it too bright. You don't want it almost white. But you can use what you experiment with the amounts. But in my opinion, half the blending gel with your paint, and then white paint however much you want, okay? Depending on how bright you want your color. So what I did was I took a palette knife. And I took my, so that's about equal amounts there, isn't it? Right, so that's about equal amounts. So not be exact. I mean, you know, you can play around with the different amounts. Okay, so this is your blending gel, and I'm just going to mix it right in with my yellow paint. Okay. Oh, look at that! Look how thick it gets. So look, it's just standing right up. I mean, it was pretty thick before, but not that thick. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Just look. Wow. Now that's your magic paint, okay? That's magic paint because it's going to stay wet longer. So now that's all you had to do. And then if you want to brighten up that color, you can add some white. I'm only going to use the tip of my brush because I don't know how bright I want it. And the great part about this is it doesn't change the color. Look, it doesn't even change the color. So what I'm going to do is, what I should have did was, I'll use it with and without the white, okay? Just to see the difference. Nice, eh? Look. Okay, so this yellow here is with the blending gel and white, okay? So I'm just going to put that on my canvas because we're going to try different ways just so you'll see how it works. I'm putting some paint on my brush, and I'm just going to make a circle, okay? That's a circle. That's with small amount of white and the blending gel. I'm going to add more white to that just to see if it makes it more opaque, because you can see it's a little transparent. So I'm going to add more white to a smaller amount of yellow just so I won't have to use it all up. So, right, so there's more white that I added to it. Maybe equal amounts, just see what that looked like. And then I will do it again. So the yellow is a bit transparent anyway, but brightens it up for sure, doesn't it? Pretty, isn't it? Right? And then when that dries, or you can blow dry it, and then you can add another layer over there if you want to, okay? So now let's try it without the white added. Okay, I'm going to make a mixture without the white added. So, this is the paint. So they're about equal amounts, okay? There's no white added to this, only the blending gel. The blending gel looks white, but as you can see, it doesn't make your paint white. It doesn't, it just goes in there and it just changes the consistency, makes it more thick, and it also now is going to be taking close to an hour maybe to dry, okay? So that's now without white. So let's put that on our canvas. All right. Okay, this is the one without white. This is just a blending gel, slow dry blending gel, and still nice. Oh, look. The white didn't make a big difference, or did it? It's nice. Actually, it's thicker. I don't know. Just experimenting here. So that's without the white. That's with the white. It seems to be a little more transparent. I thought it would be the opposite. All right, so I'm gonna try my yellow again with even more white. It's probably double the white compared to the yellow. Let's just see. I mean, I'm curious. I'm just trying different things. I'll leave these over here because these are with the white. Okay. It also depends on your background too. Yeah, no, it's just brightening it up, that's all. But it's nice. So with or without, it looks good. Alrighty then. We are learning new things here today. Isn't that nice? Now I'm checking my watch, and because sometimes when I edit my videos, it might be time gone by and things like that. So I'm going to tell you that I have 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We just put that on a couple minutes ago, right? So I want to check and see how long it stays wet, okay? And then I'll tell you, and I'll show you my watch. All right, let's try another color. So let's go with the blue. So there's blue. All right, good. And here's the blending gel. So I'm going to put equal amounts on there. So I'm thinking that it doesn't have to be exact. You use what you think you need, okay? So it looks pretty close to being equal amounts, right? So put that in with your blue. Now you'll see now too, does it lighten up your blue? No, it doesn't. See, it doesn't. So you can put in as much as you want. It won't lighten it up. It stayed the same color. It's just thickening it up really nice. Look, and it's going to make it. It's going to make it take longer to dry. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that wonderful? Maybe people have already done this. I don't know, but for those of you who have never did this before, I'm going to add a little more because I don't know if that was equal. So like I say, judge yourself how much you want to put in. Now look, no matter how much you put in, it'll still keep it thick and it will keep the same color. See that? Now when we add white to that, it might change, and I'm going to try that after. But this is without the white, okay? This is just the blending gel and the paint. Equal amounts. Okay, let's put this on our canvas. So this is the blue with the blending gel. Nice and thick, lovely. And I'm going to put it here. Nice. Nice. Didn't change the color. Didn't change the color. I'll prove it to you. Here's the blue paint without anything added to it, okay? Same. Same, see? No difference. The blending gel makes it a tiny bit more transparent, but all you have to do is make another layer if you want to. Now let's try adding white paint to our blending gel so we already have our paint mixed with our blending gel, right? So let's pick up some white. So I'm just picking up this much white. I'm just going to lay it over here for now. And I'll take some blue and I'll add the white to it. See how much that brightens it up. Doesn't look like it brightened up much at all. Not a big lot. I'm going to add a little more white to it now. Let's see. So this is why you have to experiment. Alright? You have to experiment with how much you want. Add more. Alright. I'll get more white paint. So I'll try that much first. A little bit of white that I put in there, I'll try that first. Okay, not a big difference. So let's go with almost double. Just adding a little more blue. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's nice, yeah. Okay, so when you add your white, it'll brighten it up more. Okay, so when you add your white, it'll brighten up a little more. So you can add as much white as you want then, I guess. Depends on what you want, right? And you want to add more white to it. See? You can add it right on the canvas. It'll blend pretty. It'll blend really nice. Okay. Also, I just wanted to mention that some people have asked me about the magic mist. And the magic mist is beautiful for just misting, you know, just misting your canvas so that it won't stay wet as long. So you just want to keep it wet for about 10 minutes or so. But it's better than water because it's won't make your paints transparent. But some people found that it clogged up a little bit in the top of their misting bottle. Now I found, it depends, I tried different bottles because I found the same thing. I end up getting a bottle and it won't mist, see? Because apparently the top of this up here gets stogged up in here. And I tried cleaning it out, I tried everything, and I just can't get it to work, see? Now that's those misting bottles. So I don't think they work very good. They're only $1 each or something. So probably it's the misting, I think it's the bottles themselves. Because I also used, I had some misting bottles here that I liked, but they were other things in them. Like this one here had soap on the go. Soap on the go, right? So when it was all empty, I cleaned it out and then I started using it. And this one worked. Look, see that? Isn't that amazing? See, that's beautiful. So it can't be the magic mist in the bottle, because a lot of people thought, oh well, maybe it's, you know, maybe it's the magic mist, slow drying liquid that I put in it with the water and the paint and stuff. And depending on your misting bottle, okay? This is another one I had for like a body mist. Works perfect. Look, didn't even shake it up. I'll shake it up now. Perfect. So it's, and this one here I used was a Vogue Optical, a Vogue Optical for cleaning your glasses when that was empty. Perfect. Look, not a problem. So the biggest culprits are these. So if you see these, better not to buy them for. You can use them for water, misting your water, but I don't think they don't work very well with your. They get stogged up here somewhere somehow. I'm not sure, but I'm glad I discovered that because I didn't mention in my other video how to make magic mist, and I didn't realize it till after I had a video done that mine started to stog up, and I'm like, what's going on? So then I checked all the different bottles, and if you can get bottles like even if you have to, you know, when you buy it, just clean them out, keep the misting bottles, and they work really good, okay? So it depends a lot on your misting bottle, and it's not, I'm glad about that. Now, so now we did those other ones with the tube paints, so let's try one with the bottle paint, you know, the one that's more liquidy, okay? So that's this one. So that's this one here, the green one that I used, okay? So I'm going to take that green and I'm going to mix it with our blending gel. So I'm just taking a scoop of that, trying to make it as equal to, now I might need more because that paint is really liquidy, okay? And so let's take that and let's mix it in with here. I haven't tried this one before, so let's try that. Oh yeah, it's thicker already. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. It's thicker already. Beautiful. And you can add more. The more you add, the longer the drying time will be. Okay, and the thicker your paint. Right? Look at that. It's standing up now. See, it's standing up now. Isn't that wonderful? I'm happy with that. That's about equal amounts, okay? So we'll try that on our canvas. So let's try that. Let's take some of this. Now this is just with no white added to this one, okay? No white. Just the slow dry gel, okay? And I'm just going to put green one here. See, it's a little transparent. Yeah, it's a little transparent. So as we can see, it makes it a little transparent, which is fine because you can always add another coat when it dries, but you have to dry it with a hair dryer because you don't want to wait an hour for it to dry. But if you do want to wait an hour for it to dry, then you can try adding white to thicken it up, okay? To thicken it up and make it brighter and make it more vibrant, and to so it won't be so transparent. So I'm just going to take some of this green paint over here because I don't want to use a lot, and some white. Now that's really brightening up because I added almost equal amounts, but you can use less. And then you can put that on there, and it's thicker, more opaque, all right, and brighter, more vibrant. Pretty. And you might say, well, what if I want my green nice and dark? Well, then use add some of your blue. This is the blue with just a blending gel in with it, and you can add that to your green. So you can still mix your colors. Look, see how nice and dark that is there? It's a dark green. All right. Add more green if it's not green enough. This would be nice for an ocean. And then you can make darker green, bluish green. That's a nice ocean color. So you can still mix your colors, you know. See, it's pretty. So you can still mix your colors. I'll probably do another video on mixing your colors. We'll do a painting. We'll actually do a painting using these techniques and using the magic paint. I think that'll be fun. We'll probably do some flowers. That might be nice because I won't need then to use the magic white for the whole canvas. We'll just do it in bits like this, okay? And see how that turns out. Very easy to work with. And I think that's all I had to show you for today. Oh, there's another one, red paint. Because if you add white to red, it turns really bright pink. So say you got red and you don't want it to turn bright pink, but you want it to brighten it up a little or make it more vibrant. I'll show you how to do that now. So now we have red paint. So red paint is very hard to make more red without turning it pink when you add white. So first of all, we're going to have this red paint, and we are going to add our blending gel to it first, okay? Because this is just the red paint itself, all right? So I'm going to add equal amounts of the blending gel, okay? So I'm just going to add about equal amounts, okay? See? So I'm just going to add that in there. Now it won't change the color of your red paint. It's not changing the color. Making it nice and thick, and then it's getting more drying time. So find some space here. So with the blending gel and red, there's no change. Just put a little one right here. Nice. Oh, see how pretty and vibrant it is, even with just a gel. Now let's add white to that and see what happens. So I'm just going to add a little bit of white to it, not very much. I added white to it. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more. Didn't change much, just by adding white. And why do I add white? But just to make it thicker. Just so it won't be so opaque. Look, it even didn't change the color at all. Just made a little bit actually changed it to a little bit of a darker color. This stuff really amazes me, you know. Isn't that nice? Don't know why I did that. But look how opaque it is. But we want it brighter than that, right? So I'm going to use... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add more white. See how far I can go with it without and get away with it. See how I can get away without getting a pink color. I just added another about an equal amount, and I'm going to try up here. Bad. Don't forget, it depends on your background too, because your background can make your colors dark. So I'm going to add a little bit more white, but you see it didn't change red, it didn't change to pink, did it? Well, didn't change to pink. So I'm going to a lighter color here. Now it's nice and vibrant. So make sure your background is nice and light. If your background's dark, your red will be darker. But look, it didn't change it, didn't make it pink. Really nice, right? And this is red without anything added to it. This is just the paint itself. Okay, I just left that on the other palette. So I'm just going to lay it up here. No difference in color, see? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Now you'll see how that dries much faster. Now it's 1:30. I told you 1 o'clock that I just put them on at 1 o'clock. Now it's almost 1:30. It's 20, I don't know if you can see that. I should have showed it to you before, but I never thought about it. So I don't know if you can see that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see if I can blend with these, because that's your main focus, is to blend. Make your paints vibrant and thicker and easier to work with. So I'm going to take my brush. These are the first ones we put on a half an hour ago, right? I'm pretty sure you'll get almost an hour, especially if you keep adding them. So what I'm going to try to do is make an orangey color. So say I want to make an orangey color. So I'll go into the paint. Now I have white added to this red and the blending gel, okay? Now you can try both ways. And I'm going to see if this is still wet. So I'm just going to add that in here. And it is still wet. And it's blending nicely. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Blending nicely even after a half an hour. If it doesn't, if yours, like I say, depending on where you're to, and just go in and get some more yellow. And then you can add your yellow to it. Now always use the same paints with the added whites or the added gel or both, okay? So that way one won't dry faster than the other one. Yep, beautiful. It's blending beautifully. I want to make, I'm going to add a little bit of my blue that has the blending gel in with it. Maybe a little bit of white, doesn't matter. And maybe I'll go in here to make a green. See this one here, they're all wet, but this one seems to be a bit wetter. Depends on how thick I put it on too, right? That makes a nice green. Look at that. Look. Because that's still wet, it's turning it green, so that proves that it's still wet, because if it wasn't, it would just go on blue, alright? And then if you still need more yellow paint, you can put the yellow on anyway. Look. See, it's all blending beautifully. Nice. Like I said, if that was dry, you wouldn't be able to turn that green, because it'd be just blue over a dry canvas. That turns it green, see? Isn't that pretty? You can use more yellow, and the yellow has the blending gel in. I'm using all the paint now with the blending gels, okay? Blending gels, probably a little bit of white added if I decided, you know, so decide what your preference is. I find, okay, here's the reason I use white, is to make it a little more opaque, and to it also will help thicken the paint, but mostly to make it a bit more opaque. So I think you are going to love this, because this is going to make your life so much easier when working with acrylics, and I think you're going to do acrylic paintings more. You're going to enjoy them more. It's going to make your paints work beautifully. So try it out, and Let me know how you make out with it. I'm so glad you give me feedback. I've got people gave me feedback about the magic mist, you know, getting clogged up, and now I know what happened. I wouldn't know it unless you told me. So let me know how you're making out with all these magic mists, magic whites, and this magic paint that we're putting together for ourselves. And that's it for now. So I can't wait to hear from you. And we will be doing a painting using the magic paint. All right, we'll make our own. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Well, thank you for watching my video today. I just want to say thank you all for all your support through my Patreon page, and just for watching my videos. I'm really happy that I could do this for you, and I get a lot of nice compliments. So I am so happy that you watched that video, and if you have any questions about what you saw in the video, just leave your comments below and I'll answer them as soon as I can for you. And we will do some more videos coming up.